Hi everybody, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. Before we get going on today's paper pumpkin, which is like a slight miracle that I have mine because normally it takes forever. So here's the scoop. This is January's and I got it yesterday, and I got December's 3 days before that, or 2 days. I got it on the weekend, so Saturday, and yesterday was, it's the funky week because Monday was a holiday. So today is today's Wednesday. I don't even know what day it is. So I got my December paper pumpkin on Saturday, and then I got my January one today. So it can take a while for me to get my paper pumpkins. Indianapolis's post offices have been a hot mess. So I'm excited. I didn't do a December video, and I didn't use them in class. I didn't use them at all. So stay tuned because I'm going to be doing a giveaway with some of my paper pumpkins. But before I get going, I'm going to show you just a couple of the things that I have. I have been so busy in my studio, so there's a lot of fun things. I have a free class that will be coming up in February. If you purchase the art gallery suite, the entire suite from me, then you'll just get the video portion of that class for free. So right now you can see these aren't the class projects, but these are tutorials that are up. So this one uses the gold leafing with the heat and stick powder. This one uses the gold leafing with the tear and tape. I love this. That's the new foil. This one uses the sale-a-bration paper with the die that comes as part of that set. And I did the inlay technique with the die. It's so fun. That's a really fun video. And I'm going to be using this twine. It's from the snail mail suite. We're going to use that with today's alternative project on the paper pumpkin. Then a class that has registration open this week and will end this week is my kangaroo class. Again, these are not projects that will be part of the class. And you can take just the online class where you just get the videos, or you can opt for the class where you get the stamps, the dies, and the supplies, like the cardstock and the embellishments and the ribbon and things. So these are just showing you the Kangaroo and Company bundle. So here's this one. This little guy has the pouch on the die, has a slit, and then it has this little thing where you can put stuff in and out of her pouch. So, and this ribbon is also from the Floral Art. And then I have my retreat that's coming up. It's all online this year because, I started to say it's 2020, but it's 2021, the remnants of 2020. So my retreat will be escaping to the beach. So we're going to do beach themed. All of these are on. You can go check out all these tutorials and you can read about how you participate. Again, you can just do videos. You can do the videos and just the paper supplies to make the projects, or you can get the whole shebang, which ends up with a lot of different freebies. So as I said, I have a bunch of my paper pumpkins that did not get opened, so stay tuned till the end of this video, and then you can find out how you can get one of those for free. So the January paper pumpkin is called Sending Hearts. The stamps are super cute. It does coordinate with the snail mail. I've already taken a bunch of stamps off in preparation for the projects I'm going to show you. It has black ribbon. It has, of course, I hate those, but I do keep them in my purse because you never know when you're going to need to stick something and you're out. Has the dimensionals, a nice full sheet. It has, okay, so when I was putting this together, it brought me back to elementary school when you used to assemble, because I didn't like just the fold over and you sign them and you slip in the little envelopes. Even when I was a kid, I liked to get the little Valentines that you would put in everybody's handmade mailbox in class the next day. I liked the ones that took a little bit of assembly. And this just has that little feel to it. It has the Poppy Parade. I'm just going to go ahead and use my full one. It has the card backs in 2 different colors. So you have these. I think it makes 8. I didn't even count with this one. It has fun red envelopes. It's just a happy color. And then these embellishments, look how fun those are, in lots of different sizes. I've already used some. It has the project instructions. And then if you got this one and you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, then you can go online and there's these little boxes that come with the little snails, little tags, but the boxes are adorable and fit candy, and that's an add-on, and you can go on to the website right now, and I will put my link on there with that little thing, but it comes with 20 printed mini boxes and 24 little die cuts and labels, and it's just $8. So for 24 little adorable boxes, you can get that. Now I think I took everything I need out of the box. We'll see. I think I need the ribbon and those, and I think everything else I've already pulled out. We'll see. Sometimes I didn't. I don't need those. So the first one, I don't always do an as-is project, but I wanted you to see how adorable this is and how super cute. I did not mount these stamps because I haven't made it yet. So this one, you're going to take these little flowers here, and then this little stamp here. So I will put these on one block together just to save time. I also have camp this week, so as I get my camp projects ready, blocks become a hot commodity as the projects get ready. So I'm just going to use my big poppy pad. And then you just take this little pre-printed thing here. And then it's got this little, because when you look at the picture, you're like, oh, am I gonna have to color those? But you don't. You just put these in here and then just kind of fill them in however you want. So let's stick them here. Poppy's such a fun color. So you've got that. And then when you look at the picture, you're like, well, that has, oh, I should have stamped my words. Actually, I'm gonna do my words in black. I love black on all of these kind of cards because I think it grounds them. You can do poppy if you want. I have used black on all of my sentiments. And this says sending love your way. And these little tags are part of the kit. Oops. And I didn't press hard. It's going to be white. I'm going to show you how you can fix it. Everybody's like, well, that's a ruined piece of paper, and it is not. This time I'll make sure I press hard. There we go. Perfect. So you could use it white, but I don't want it white, and I'll show you how you can fix that. So now you're going to take some of these, and not only are there hearts, but there's little stars, kind of flowers. And you just fill this color in with the little embellished hearts and stars. I think they're actually flowers. And I like when the embellishments are large enough that you can pick them up with your fingers. So now we've got that. I have lost my instructions, so I'm not quite sure where they put the rest of the stuff. Let me get them. I guess I did need to keep those out. Then they have tied a little piece of ribbon here. Not a huge fan of the way they tied the ribbon, so you know you can always change it. So I'm just going to do a faux bow because this is thin ribbon. It's also reminiscent of ribbon we might have put on our Valentines back in the day. But when you tie it on here, then it has a, you know, some of the ribbons have a life of their own, and this is one of those kinds. So I'm going to tie my ribbon first. Maybe. So tie your bow, and then you can arrange it how you want. If you look at their little sample, the bows are kind of all cattywampus because you have your little glue dots that come in the kit. But I'm just going to add mine right here. So I am going to use one of the glue dots that are not my favorite, but they'll be perfect for sticking this on here. Because then you can get it just where you want. Put this on here, and now see, instead of your bow going where it wants to go, it's going to go where I want it to go. Just like that. Now we're back to this that I colored, and it's no longer the right color. So let's take my poppy, which I didn't get out because I didn't know I was going to use it, which is in camp. So let's go for a different color. Let's go just for red. I do have that out. That's dark. Let's go for light. So you've messed it up and you don't want white. Although white, it wouldn't be the end of the world. So you're just going to take this. In fact, you could even do a pink because, you know, there's The best thing about Valentine's Day is all reds and all pinks can match. But just take this, and nobody's ever gonna know that it wasn't this color of cardstock. If you have the mini messages dies and you run them all through white, which is what we're gonna be doing at camp, and just store them all white and you have lots of colors of blends, then it can just, they can all end up being whatever color you want. So I guess this did end up a little alternate project, even though it wasn't my intent. So you just wanna get it on there so it all looks like one pretty even color. And then as it dries, it kind of settles itself. So then they come with these strips. There are long ones and short ones. The short ones go with the other project, so you don't need to trim them. So just make sure before you pull it out, and we want our adhesive on this side. So just go down along that side. And the nice thing about the Stamp and Seal is that it's repositionable. So if we get this on crooked the first time, we can move it. That looks pretty good. And then that goes on this really fun pattern card, and they're nice and sturdy. You can use a dimensional if you want, because you have plenty of them in this kit, but I'm just gonna stick that on there flat. And then I'm gonna use a dimensional for this. And see, I think this, when you look at the way all of their bows just go however they want, I much prefer my bow to go where I want it and not where. See, these things are all sticking to me now. I have 2 glue dots that have now added themselves to me. And just stick this over. So there's the first, and that's pretty much as is if it had been on the right color and if you want to do your bow the way they did it. But otherwise, if you want to control your bow, that's how you control it. So that's that one. So now let's do a little alternate project with the other pattern paper. So we have this, which I love this pattern. It's really pretty. And then you're supposed to put this on here with one of the short tags. So see, there's long ones and there's short ones, so get a short one. But you're gonna end up losing, this covers up a lot of that paper. And I love the paper that's back there. So what I did was I just took my paper trimmer and I just hacked off, because see, there's a lot. So we can lose a tad bit, actually a little bit more. So we've lost a tiny bit of that. See where there's white, and kind of up to that little black dot, because I don't care if we lose some of the black dot. So now we've got a little bit less than that. I'm just making it a little bit smaller so I can see more of my card. And the other reason I'm making it a little bit smaller is because I'm going to use my heart punches. So in the catalog, you can get the heart punches, and there are 2 sizes. For this one, we're going to use a scalloped one, which is the larger one. So now, because I've made this so it reaches, I can reach this up in the center here. It barely just fits, so if you don't trim those out, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but we've got that. So now I'm gonna see a lot more of this pretty petal pink color, and it's gonna show through there, which we're gonna use that to our advantage in just a second. Then I'm gonna take a piece of scrap. I'm gonna take my poppy again and ink up, this now has the ribbon that I just trimmed. Ink up the font, this stamp's beautiful. And you'll be able to use it with a lot of other stamps, a lot of other dies that we have. We have that really fun heart background die it'd be really fun with. But when I was stamping with it, I hadn't got this yesterday when I did my kangaroo card. But look, it would be fun with this. You could use these little stamps. They would match perfectly to this. So stamp that. So now we have those. And I'm going to take my heart punch again. And you can do the smaller one. This just gets a little bit more, and it has that fun scallops pattern. So use whichever one you want, or whichever one you have. This one gets almost the entire heart. So it just loses those little corners. It's not quite the same shape. This one's a little bit more, oh, I know. If you were like me and you drew 4,000 hearts in school. Some of them are more hearty and some of them are more triangular shaped. This is a more hearty one, and the one on the card is more triangular. Okay, so we've got this. Now we're gonna stick all of our things together. So this again goes on the bottom of here, which you're gonna have to trim a little bit because you just cut it off. You're also gonna maybe have to snip a little bit off the bottom. So I did it kind of in the middle. So you don't have a half of one, you'll have 2 little bits. So just trim those off. And if yours shows up in here, mine did the first time because I put my adhesive a little high, then just snip that little bit out if it goes up into there. So let's stick this on our card. This ends up being a little bit more collage than the design that they have. And we're going to take our ribbon and we're going to do the same thing where we tie the bow. So tie your bow. You want it to be fairly small, the loops. You don't want it to be very big. Try to, if you can get it to be kind of flat, which this ribbon does go flat, which is nice. And you want some little tips. And then I took my seal, just adds into the center of your card, your little heart. Put that there, flip it over. And then get your little tabs so they go around the back and stick into that. It holds them in place. And then take your dimensionals. And then I always like to put them again on the ends of your ribbon. It will just ensure that your ribbon doesn't come off. Just like that. And then we're going to stick this kind of here. And grab one of your loves. I wish there were more of these because these are super fun. If you get the die and the stamp that are Love You Always in the catalog, then you get a die that cuts these out, and it doesn't have all white, it's just the word, which is beautiful. So stick this here. So see, now we're taking advantage of all that really pretty petal pink paper. And then we need one of the tiny little squares. And again, I'm going to go with the black because I want to see the love and the U and I want them to match. So let's go with the black. I'm going to stamp this a little bit to the side so I have room to stick one of those fun little enamel hearts. Flip that over. And if you don't want this, if you wanted it to be if you have petal pink, which I do, maybe I could color that petal pink, but I'm not going to. But you could use a blend if you don't want it to be white, because we've just learned that technique. And then I'm going to start with my largest heart up here. And then do a medium heart here. And then a tiny heart there. So they look kind of like they're falling down. Then I'm going to take a Stella, and this one's just a regular Stella. And here's a fun tip, because I stamped this in red. If you pull, or poppy, all I'm doing is touching the edges, and it's smearing that poppy, which when it smears is a really fun petal pink. So it's giving a little bit of glitter and shine, which I will put a picture of it on my website because I'll hold it up, but it's kind of hard to see this in the camera because, you know, all cards are better in real life. It is sunny here today. It's sunny and like 25 degrees, but at least it's sunny. It gives us hope that spring is on its way. Probably spring's on its way, along with at least one good snowstorm because we haven't had one yet. So here they are. I don't know if I aim them just a little bit, if you can see the shimmer, but that's super fun. All you do is pull that edge of ink, and all of the colors, like if I did this with a different color, sometimes they just go to the lighter version of what you stamped with. Sometimes they go to a kind of a different tone, and that is what that did. Now this last card, I'm not going to use anything that's even close to what they did, but we're gonna take it really old school. So I took one of the big cards, one of these, and I just cut it in half, literally in half. So it's gonna give you more traditional Valentine that you might have stuck in your friend's little homemade box. So now we've got this, you know, and you had those little things and you chose which friend got which card. I'm going to take the little snail that comes in the stamps because he wasn't used on their projects, but he does match the add-ons. And of course you could stamp him on the inside, especially with the mailbox. You could stamp him down in the corner. So I'm going to stamp him first. Then I'm going to use the heart that's not scalloped. Put him down. So he's just, this is why I'm doing him first, because then I'll know where to stamp my words. So I have him. And then I took the one that looks like he should be on a vintage 1970s Valentine. It just says, "Hi, Valentine." Stamp that right there. And that way, because you did him first, punched it, you knew exactly where you wanted to stamp that. Then I'm going to use some blends, and you know, I'm going to do some super quick coloring. So if you have grandkids or your kids, or even if you want to stick this in your husband's lunchbox on Valentine's, you don't want to spend a ton of time, right? So I'm not going to do, like, blends can do some fabulous art. This is not going to be art. This is dark gray granite. I'm going to add some dark here with my brush tip just to give that a little dark, because I'm not going to use two colors. And then I'm just going to add the light. So you could switch your big cards into these little cards. You could even make these tags if you get the add-on boxes and put them on the top of your boxes. So during Celebration, if you get a 3, a 6, or a 12-month subscription, then you also get to pick, this is Rococo Rose, light and dark. You get to pick a free Celebration item. So if you get a 12-month, then I will be giving you one of my leftover boxes. I think I have 6 of December's and January's until they're gone. So I will put it on my website, the offer. So go over to my website and check it out. I'll have the links where you can go subscribe to a 12-month. So if you get the 12-month, you get a bunch of Celebration stuff. And then I will be giving those out until they're gone. Once I take the offer down off my website, and it will expire on Sunday, because I don't want it up there forever, because I don't want to forget that it's there and then next month have somebody say I want my free. And then this is Real Red. So that way I can get rid of the Gingerbread house. Was December. It had the cutest little enamel dots. And then I have not even opened the January, but they were those cute little bears. And I might keep one. I might change my mind because, you know, they have koalas, I think, in them. I'm going to go look online. I was sick in December for most of the month. So my December, not only did I not get them, I was out of the loop. So there we have him just colored in super quick. And then I'm going to take my light rose, whoops, and my brush tip. And I love to do this, just swish that over the top. Now I'm going to take a scrap piece of black and get my scallop heart. And then this is the twine that comes from the snail mail. And I think that the snail mail is one of my February online classes. If you like this, double it over. And then you want to tie your bow so it's going to be at the very bottom of this. But I'm fairly certain, I have not looked at my February schedule because I'm still working on December classes. As I said, I was sick. I got my January 1st class out, the first class of January, and I'm almost caught up as soon as I get my December ones caught up. So today is a kit day. I'm doing this paper pumpkin, and then all of my December classes were kit classes. And those ladies were all super gracious and said, take your time to get caught back up. So I'm doing that after I do this, and hopefully they'll get in the mail tomorrow. Then I have camp, and then I'm hoping that next week I can start I should have cut this a little bit longer. I'm a huge fan of giving yourself enough ribbon so this doesn't happen. I'd rather cut off a little 1/4 inch on both sides and not mess with ribbon, especially when it's twine, because twine is inexpensive. There we go. So tie that bow. I'll just trim off this end here, and then this would be those ends there. And then we're just going to take this it will leave, it wants to stay, and then mount either side of your twine so it doesn't slip away. I can imagine for those of you that may still be homeschooling that Valentine's may be super fun. I really wanted to homeschool my daughter, and she really did not when she was younger. A lot of you may know her because she's also a demonstrator and she has a YouTube channel. But I was always a room mother, so Valentine's Day was a lot of work for most of those elementary years. You could add some of the Wink of Stella to this too if you want your let's. My other one's not, but this will give him, because you know, those little snails are a little bit glistening. I don't mind snails, I hate slugs. So now let's just take one of the fun little embellishments, stick that there. And from one card, we now have two. We have one slimy, glittery snail and one second one. So here's your project. Again, if you're interested in getting the 12-month subscription and getting one of my free paper pumpkins, then head over to my website quickly because I know they won't last. So there's those. And where's my other one? Oh, I guess that's it because I only made one of that. I was trying to find 6. So, and I'll take up close pictures and put all of these over on my website. So everybody have a great day and happy Valentine's. Oh, and I did want to say the upcoming February one matches the sale-a-bration paper Field and Flowers. So even if you just get the 3-month, then you can get that paper as your free paper and it will match that stamp set.